with the same gratitude. Papa, Mama, thank you so much. And then our friends, family, and we just grow a circle. That's it. It feels very good, no? So easy. Sometimes you can do it in 1 minute, and then you come back. Imagine if you do that 3 times a day. Imagine the quality of day, of week, of month, and of life. So I encourage you to do so. I do it every day, and it really works. Simple. Deal? Deal? Okay. like the kids do pinky promise. Okay? We do. Very easy. That's fine. That's how we do it. Okay, my dear family. So let's get ready. We will have. Would you like to have a journey? A little journey? Yeah. I heard that you already took the precepts, isn't it? You already took them. So I thought we were going to take them. So anyway, the invitation. Thank you very much for the invitation to come here. It's a pleasure. It's the second time I come here. I came here to sleep one night because we were going to the Silent Mentor workshop. We were many monks, and it was you were so you welcome us so warmly, and so I gladly, when they say you want to go to Nalanda, let's go. So we came. So the invitation was to make a talk on the importance of practicing the precepts, of practicing Sila. I know many of you, I was talking last time with some of you, and I know that you have been in Dhamma school for years already. So actually you know a lot and you have heard a lot. I try to bring some aspects of the practice which maybe sometimes are not very commonly spoken about, and just to contemplate. So let's start our journey. We will be working together, so you will see, we will be contemplating. So it is a working session. Are you up to it? Are you up to it?
Yes!
Are you up to it?
Yes!
Yeah, that sounds like a good. Okay, so let's start our journey. I have to tell you that, put on your safety belts since now, because it might get a little bit rocky at some points, but no problem. I know where we're going, no worries. Okay, so let's start. You already did, but since now I am here, and I'm sorry to be giving the back to the Buddha here, but it's with all respect. Because talking about the Dhamma, let's just pay respect to him one more time, and we go together. You know how to do it, meaning homage to the Blessed One, noble and perfectly enlightened one. So that's what we say, and we go together. Do you have a bell here or something? Yeah, now a bigger one? Like a boing, like, no, it's okay. Okay, let's go together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Beautiful. Okay, so let's continue going. You already took the precepts, but anyway, I will go very quickly. When you make the asking to the monks, as you know, we monks cannot tell you, oh, you practice this, you practice that. The lay community need to ask for the monks and to ask the precepts. So this is the formula in Pali that we use. Oh, Casa, did you recite this one today? No, because there wasn't a monk. But this is what you do for monks. Anyway, let's do it together. We just recite. This means, sorry, I go back to this one. Bhante, I ask for the 5 precepts or the 8 precepts, whoever wish to practice Uposatha precepts. With the 3 refuges, could you please offer the precepts? That's what it means in Pali. So let's go together. And I'm doing this because it's the topic of the day. I know you did already, but you will see there are some things that I will elaborate on this. So let's go together. I don't need to do it because I'm already a monk, but I go together with you and we read together. O Casa, O Casa, O Casa, Namaste, Tisarinasa, Panchasilam, Atanga Samanagatam, Uposatha Silam, Dhamma Vyachami, Anugraham. I need to be more fluid this time. Do TMP for the second time. Aham Bhante Tisarena Saha Pancha Silam Atanga Samagatam Uposatha Silam Dhamma Gacchami Ankalam Gatva Silam Vihami Mande. For the third time, Tatyampi Amante Tisarena Pancha Silam Atanga Samagatam Uposatha Silam Dhamma Gacchami Silam Deha Me Vande. And then I go Yamaham Vadami Tam Vadeta, which means the petition is done. And repeat after me. So we go to the 3 refuges. You took already, no? Okay, so I will skip it because you already took, so we have more time for questions and answers later. If you have something, I will just go. We go. Only let's do one time. Let's do one time. We are here already. Cha, 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 cha. Okay, together one time. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. Oh, I forgot this. Anyway, it is there. And then we do, as you know, we do 2 times. Dutiyampi, Tatiyampi, we repeat. And then we go to ask, the 3 refuges are complete. Isarana, Gamanang, Sampunang, and then you repeat. Affirmative, Bande, yes. So now we go to the trainings. And here we will not recite, but did you read them in English as you recite them now? Pali and English. Okay, so you know the meaning. So we undertake the first training, which is refraining from hurting any living being, killing anything. Good. We go to the next one you already did, which was take the training to refrain from taking anything that is not given. If we need something, we can ask for it. Even if it is small, we take it. So that is the second training that you took. And I will encourage you to always read the translation, because if only repeat Pali, sometimes we forget the meaning, and it's the meaning that is important. Otherwise it becomes like a blank ritual that we're just doing because the monk told us or because it's wholesome, but no, the meaning is the most important, so we apply it in our daily life. I will not take nothing which was not given to me. Next one is, I will take the training to avoid sexual misconduct, which meaning to, if you have a partner, a husband or wife, or girlfriend, or like this, you honor that relation and you also respect the wife and husband of some of the people. So it's having a good attitude towards sexuality, but not only that, because kamesu micha chara, micha means wrong, chara means doing, wrongdoing, which is kamesu, regarding sensual pleasures. So actually, we can have sensual pleasures. Food is tasty, isn't it? When we look at the sunset, it's beautiful, no problem. Beauty exists, tasty exists. The problem is the obsession and the desire, the attachment we get to it. So this training means I will not misuse whatever is the sensual pleasure. So we act with measure. We can use it responsibly, avoiding to develop attachment or obsession, passion, or even aversion. If I'm taking an ice cream, imagine very nice, and then somebody come and take it away, maybe the person can get angry, no? We want to avoid the mental negativity, okay? Then we have the next one, which is refrain from, is somebody taking 8 precepts today? Somebody? Raise your hand, yes, here. Okay, did you took already the 8? Yes. Yes, already, okay. So you saw, for the one person who takes 8 precepts, which now today is Uposatha, which meaning the full moon and the new moon, people try to practice. It's like a radio, like a TV. You put the volume a little bit louder. So you are practicing every day 5 precepts, and on the day of the Uposatha, it's very wise to train a little bit deeper. That's why Twice a month is not so much, or if you wish better, in Buddhist countries people do once a week. Anyway, you have 6 days, only 5 precepts, and 1 day a week or 2 days a month doing the Uposatha Sila, which means instead of having right sexual activity, respecting your partner, etc., you abstain. Now, here is where we come to the explanation. Why? Why did the Buddha prescribe this? So actually, as you know, sexual activity takes a lot of energy in thinking and also physically. So what you do when you abstain is you retake that energy, recover that energy, and invest it for mental cultivation, for wisdom, for kindness. Our body can only do one thing at a time. So if we want to develop mental stability, peace, we can choose. As a lay community, I would encourage you, as monks we live with this precept. Since the moment you become a monk, you must keep this precept, otherwise you cannot be a monk. Do you see me sad? Because not having contact with it? Not really. There are some other sources of happiness that come from inside, and when we find that fountain, imagine, I make you some questions, okay? Do you want to be happy?
Yes.
Are you sure? Yes, okay. I have 2 kinds of happiness. I will offer you, now we are in promotion, 2 kinds of happiness. You want happiness that is dependent or happiness that is independent. Which one do you prefer?
Independent.
Everybody said independent, no? Are you sure? Yes. So, you said it already. Now the next question, safety belt. What kind of happiness are you normally searching for? Dependent or independent? Dependent on what? Dependent on the senses. If I don't have beautiful sights, beautiful music, beautiful perfume, beautiful taste in the food, beautiful massage or physical sensation, and beautiful thoughts, sometimes we are not happy, isn't it? So, my dear family, this is very important. We all want to be happy. And we can understand clearly by logic that it is higher quality, the happiness that comes independent. This is the kind of happiness that the Buddha is inviting us to develop. By restraining the senses, we go back inside to the fountain. And if we are happy without needing something external, can you see how good business that is? You need nothing. You need nothing from the outside. Now, should I give you a little bit bad news? Safety belts. As we get older, imagine if I love music, but as I get older, if I lose the hearing, I will be miserable. I will die because my source of happiness was music, but now I'm deaf. What to do? So imagine even if we get sick in hospital, it can happen. I don't wish that, obviously, to anybody, but it's a fact of life. As we get old, we cannot move properly. Imagine if we spend time now that you are healthy and flexible to cultivate this kind of individual happiness. Even if we are bedridden, we can be able to continue stable and with the mind open. Do you see the value? My dear family, we are all going that direction. Nothing to stress about it, but we need to be realistic. So I will encourage you, not as a monk, as your brother. Please take time to cultivate a kind of happiness that is free and independent. So if we fall sick, if things fall apart outside, like the economy, the business doesn't go as we wanted, we will be able to continue standing. Do you see the value? This is what the Buddha is guiding us to do. Okay, let's move on. Let's pause for a little bit. And let's make the determination to try to find and develop the independent happiness. Non-dependent on the senses, non-dependent on our husband or wife, children, or money. Very good investment if you find that source. I think we know where it is. Loving kindness, wisdom. We know what it is. we need to take time for it. It doesn't happen automatically. That's why the monks and the Buddha prescribed, try this at least 4 times a month, only 4 days, so we start training and finding the source. Deal? No, I don't tell you deal. Would you like to try? Who would like to try? Show me your hands. Who would like to try? A few? Okay, try it. Make experiments. Maybe 1 or 2. Make experiments. I encourage you as a brother. It works. Okay, let's move on. Next, in training for the 5 and 8, whoever takes them, we take the training from avoiding lying, using harsh words, or entertaining divisive and useless speech. Okay, normally, maybe you feel this, I born in Mexico, I born Catholic, and we have commandments. Here in Buddhism we have trainings, but in the Catholic it's commandment. You must do it, otherwise very bad things will happen. But I like to take another attitude, which I will invite you. We can look what we should not do, which is non-lying, not harsh words, or not divisive or useless speech, but I like to take the positive. Instead of non-lying, better I practice truthfulness. It feels much better, isn't it? So actually, these are all the precepts in the positive. Actually, I take the training to only say the truth. Wow, very beautiful, very elegant. I take the training to only use kind words towards myself and towards others. Now, do you want one question? This monk, as you can see, is a little bit spiritually naughty, a little bit. So, you want one question? How do you talk to yourself? Do you speak to yourself with kindness? How do you talk to yourself after you made a mistake? So, my dear family, we cannot offer something that we don't have. If monks have no money and you ask me for money, I will say, I'm sorry, I cannot give you. I have nothing. I don't have. So, if we don't have kindness inside for ourselves, how can we offer to others? So, I just leave it as for you to consider. We must start being kind towards ourselves, especially when we make mistakes. We want to be compassionate, use it for us. Sometimes I hear this mind being very harsh on myself. Do you? Do you recognize that in you? Yeah, many of us know this mind. Or sometimes. Then, next one, using words that unite people and choosing topics which are beneficial. Wow, when we take them on the positive, it feels better, isn't it? Okay, take both. Avoid doing bad and doing good. That's the essence of the teaching, isn't it? Okay, so let's continue because we have more to see. Next one, avoid intoxicating the mind with drugs and alcohol or even excessive entertainment. You tell me how you feel your mind after 2 hours of YouTube. How do you feel the mind? You don't feel the mind like this? Whoa. Do you have this experience? Or if you stay with the phone for a long time, after when you put the phone down, you feel the mind like this? Who feels the mind like that? Raise your hand, show me. Few of us feel that, no? So, also, excessive entertainment also makes carelessness to the mind and the mind becomes very weak. So, this training in the positive means I will keep my mind strong, healthy, and independent. Wow, very beautiful. Would you like to keep your mind strong, healthy, and independent? I'm sure everybody will raise a hand. This is why we train in this way. So, take them on the positive. Next one, for the ones who take 8, is refrain from eating in inappropriate times, meaning taking half fasting until the sun is on top. Look, I tell you the good news. Some people ask, Bante, why to eat only? Why not to take dinner? I ask you this. How long does it take to cook? Everybody laughing over here. They are very good. How long does it take? It's not just the cooking. It is, look, I will tell you the full menu. First thinking, what are we eating tomorrow? What are we eating this Chinese New Year? Everybody thinking for very long. Then once you know what you're eating, you make the list. Then you need to go to the supermarket. You get everything. You didn't find something you need in that supermarket. You need to go to another supermarket. You bring the things home. You wash, you cut, you cook. Then you eat. And then later, the fun is not yet over. You need to clean the kitchen. How long does it take? Imagine, if you don't take one meal a day, how much time you can save. How much time you will use for mental cultivation, developing kindness, or whatever your hobby even. So actually, it's very good on that side. Plus, when you don't take dinner, you recognize your attachments. You will really remember that ice cream. In the monasteries, we don't have a fridge with food inside. We cannot. So believe me, you do remember. You can recognize your attachments. Anyway, that is why we practice this. Next one, I undertake refraining from entertainment, beautification, and adornment. As I said, there is nothing wrong with sensual pleasures, but we want to develop independence. So if 4 days a month you practice, you will recognize your attachments, and you will recognize how much energy we are spending in something that might not be very fruitful, and worse, it can lead to attachment or even addiction. As a layperson, I was a musician, and I have to confess that I was addicted to music. As soon as I woke up, I put music on the house. As soon as I go out of the house, I put the Walkman, and as soon as I entered the car, I was pressing the play button. Really addicted, and I suppose we are already addicted to some degree. We want to be free, that's why we practice that. Good. And the last one, refrain from using luxurious beds, because if you have a very comfy bed in the morning, I don't know about you, but it happens to me. I'm sorry. If I wake up in the morning and the bed is very cozy, very nice, it's raining outside and cold, what do? You just turn from one side to the other, and then we stay longer. That's why the Buddha instructed the monks and whoever wishes to practice, sleep in something that is comfortable, but not too comfortable. So we wake up and we start our day and use it for something beneficial. That's it. Simple. So I will keep my mind alert, and may the merits of all this practice bring us to clean and destroy all the mental impurities. Did you recite this one when you now? Did you? No. Okay, so let's do it together. Let's read it. Idam me punyam asavakaya vaham hotu. May these merits of this practice. Okay, let's read the English. May these merits lead me to the destruction of all mental impurities. Do you know which mental impurities are we talking about? You tell me if they are impurities. Next, what about anxiety? Would you like to get rid of anxiety? Fear, anger, obsession. All these are the mental impurities. Actually, suffering. These trainings are not just to become good people. I mean, we become good people as a side effect. But what we are doing, my dear family, is we are eradicating the suffering that these mental impurities bring. When we get angry, it is very painful for the mind and for the body, even for the people around us, isn't it? When we are experiencing lust, it's also painful for the body and the mind. When we have fear, anxiety, next time you recite this, remember what it is. These are the mental impurities, meaning, may this merit help me to liberate from suffering. Very beautiful, isn't it? I wish this for myself. I wish this for you. And all your family. Why not? Everybody, eh? All things, all the animals and the insects and the dinosaurs and the unicorns and the pandas. Hey, we desire that for the unicorns and the pandas, no? May everybody be free? Yes. Very good. Next one. When we say, Idam me silam nibbana sa pachiyo hotu. This is deep stuff. Deep. It means, may the merits of all this practice, observing these trainings, be a condition to realize Nibbana. To be free from all suffering of samsara altogether. No more rebirth. No more old age. no more sickness, no more dying. Very deep. So when we recite this, and we will recite it right now, let's put an intention. May we all be free from all suffering, not just the worldly suffering, but all suffering around in universal, existential suffering. Let's recite one time. I'm very happy to be here with you as a family doing together. Let's go. Irame silam nihanasa pacchayo. May the merits of observing these trainings be a condition for the realization of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good, my dear family. Okay, so everybody okay? We arrived now, so let's continue. I would like to show you some more facts about this. We read right now the Pali. Please feel relaxed. You can take a comfortable posture. Now we'll go in the next part of the session. We will explore a few facts. When we recite Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami, which we did right now, these words are actually very beautiful. Samadhiyami, I undertake by myself. By myself, I take the Sika, the training. Veramani, this word I want to explore right now. We'll take a look at this word, very nice. This word in Pali is made out of 3 parts, well, 4 parts. The root is Ram and Ana, Veramani. And let's go just to the root so we don't get into details. The root of this word has 2 meanings. The first meaning is to stop or abstain. That's why we say, I abstain from doing such and such. That's why it's translated in that way. But this word has a surprise. This root has a surprise, which I find very inspiring. This is the normal translation, but this root also means this. Ram means to delight or to please. And the V in that case can be used as a negation. I will not delight on killing. Wow, that sounds very powerful, isn't it? I will not delight on lying. That is very powerful. At least it works very strong in me. Because when somebody is hurting somebody, if their mind is delighting on doing so, imagine how horrible. Delight on lying. Now, if we lie every time that we have said a lie and nobody catches us, there is some delight in the mind. So the Buddha very skillfully said, don't delight on lying, don't delight on dividing people, don't delight on useless talk, don't delight on killing. I mean, that is a little bit worse, but don't delight on stealing. But a thief, I'm sure that if nobody catch him, he will be very happy. He will be delighting on it. So the first thing that the Buddha recommends, let go of the delight of doing wrong. I think this is essential, and it is already in the word. So keep it as a side note, remember it, and I like to think on that way. Okay, let's continue. Sorry, here we no. We have here, what are these? Do you know what are these? The 5 hindrances, isn't it? The Nivaranas. So we know about this. Let's start. We already took the precepts. We know what they are. In this part of the session, we will start making connections. How do they relate to the bad qualities of nature and to the good qualities of nature? So we find why. Why did the Buddha invite us, or the monks invite me to practice Sila? Why is it important? If we only tell to our children, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do that, and we don't explain them why, sooner or later the children will forget and will not follow your advice. Because having shoulds, do you like the shoulds? Do you like people coming telling you what you should do and you should not? Raise your hand, the one who likes that. Raise a hand who likes to be free from shoulds. We all want to be free, right? So to be free from shoulds, we need to understand the why of things. Why are we taking the precepts? Why are we practicing? This is where I want to go on this part of the session. I will start to bring the precepts and putting them beside. and wholesome and suffering aspects of nature, and also to wholesome, and you will understand, I'm sure tonight we will understand, that is why we're taking the precepts and practicing this in this way. If we know why, when the person who was pushing us to practice dies, I'm sure we will continue. Why? Because we already understand the benefit. If I ask you, why do you take shower? Somebody who would like to say, somebody, please answer. Why do you take shower? Somebody? Anybody? Because dirty, yes, very good. And why dirty is no good? Why dirty is no good? Because smelly. And why else? If you are dirty and you are smelly, what happened? You get sick. You get sick, right? So why do we shower? Thank you. Everybody, one big sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very nice answer. I really like both of your answers so much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Because of dirty, we shower. Because smelly, we shower. And because dirty and smelly become sick, right? So why do we shower? Because it's beneficial, isn't it? So we shower because it's useful for our health. We do it because of being healthy. Why do you work? Because of goodness. Why do you study? Because of goodness. So in the same way, when we find the goodness behind sila, when we find the goodness behind meditation and the goodness of wisdom, nobody needs to push you. You already know that it's good. No monk needs to push you. Thank you so much, monk. You ease our work. Your parents don't need to push you. The books don't need to push you. Nobody. Because we already know it's good. This is what we want to foster tonight. Understand. So here we have the 5 hindrances, meaning the obstacles for our happiness, period. These 5 things are the obstacles of happiness. The obstacles of spirituality and mental development. We have, let's read together. Let's go first. Sense desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and worry, and doubt. Okay, let's put the precepts, the 5 precepts, only the 5, huh? We won't go to the 8, only the 5 precepts. Which one, when we say, I will not kill, which one of these is prevented to happen? Ill will, right? Very good. So Panatipata will prevent these. Now, what is the next one? Next precept? Adinadana. Which precept? Which one is preventing? Which one from all these? Adinadana. Sense desire. Very good. And the next one, Kamesu Michachara, sexual misconduct. Who is preventing? Sense desire also. And then Musavana. Who is preventing? We don't know. Let's see. Musavana, actually, we can lie. A person can lie because he or she desires something, or because he or she is angry. Isn't it? Does it make sense? If you desire something, you can say, oh, I go back to the ice cream. I go back to the ice cream, they have ice cream, and they say, did you take ice cream? No, I did take it. No, I didn't take ice cream. So, because of desire, I'm sorry, I didn't do it. I'm just using myself as an example. Sorry. I say, but somebody says, no, I didn't take ice cream. He lied or she lied because he has desire. Or, if he dislikes somebody, and he said, oh, I have this thing to give to that person. Have you seen it? But I don't like that person. And the person says, no, I have not seen that person. Wow. So anger and desire will make a person lie. So actually I should have put this musavana in the middle. We can lie because of dosa or because of lobha. Also restlessness and worry, you will see what's coming now. So the last one, which is surameraya, intoxicating, we can see clearly that is because of sense desire. Now take a look at the next step. This is one, but then when we come here, actually, kamesumi chachara, if we overindulge in drugs, alcohol, or in the senses, our mind becomes sluggish. It becomes blurry and unclear. So actually, kamesumi chachara and surameraya has possibility to bring weakness of mind And also, you can see that all of them, when somebody's killing, do you think somebody can kill when he's happy or peacefully? I don't think so. Only a sick person could do that. But generally, when somebody's killing, has a lot of restlessness. When he's killing, the mind is very restless. When everything is going to be here. So let's go. Everybody okay? Until now, let's breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. We are working, eh? We are working for a little bit. So as you can see, all the negativity, all the trainings that we are doing with Sila, actually they have a big relation with mental instability. So let's go to explore. When somebody kills, steals, cheats or abuses, lies and intoxicates, after, sorry, it went automatically. I know. Well, this photo is to show you that remorse and guilt is so natural that even animals feel it. Can you see it there? Can you see the guilt they are feeling? So let's go to the previous one, this one. Take a look quickly because it will go fast. I forgot to take the automatic. So all these activities generate remorse and guilt. Now we go to this one. Yes, it is natural and it is very painful. I ask you, somebody here, when you are bored, I'm very bored, I have an idea, let's feel guilt. Somebody has thought that before? No one, eh? No one of us. Okay, so who likes to experience remorse? Raise your hand. Somebody? Somebody? Who likes to experience guilt? Raise your hand. Why not? Why you don't like remorse? So beautiful it is. Isn't it? No, I'm joking. Of course I'm joking. Who would like to feel restlessness, anxiety? None of us. My dear family, when we break the 5 precepts, it is normal. Even animals know, even animals know that when they do wrong, immediately the mind goes to guilt and remorse. So this thing is not just only unpleasant. We will now explore in the next slides how harmful it is. And I hope I'm saying it clear enough how harmful restlessness, remorse and guilt is. We already agreed, none of us raised a hand. None of us likes to experience remorse. It is horrible. Do you agree that remorse is like a bug of the mind? Do you agree? Show me your hands. Who agrees? Who would like to be free from remorse and guilt? Oh, everybody, even the wolves raise their hand. So you can see it is natural. So next time it happens, let's start with this. Let's not feel bad about it. We need to look at the cause. Why am I experiencing guilt and remorse? And work in the cause and don't go back to hurting yourself, okay? So we will see how dangerous it is and why it is so useful to practice Sila. Let's put them, look, now we will get, please follow, let us follow together. We get remorse and guilt. I hope this image can portray it. Now we will put the worst that our mind can experience. We broke the Sila, we kill, we steal, we lied. The mind is now experiencing immediate remorse and guilt. And now we will put them side by side to the things that makes us grow as a human beings. Look what happens. This is very shocking. You think a person who has remorse about himself, guilt, can have confidence on himself or herself? Do you think? Impossible. I don't like myself when I have remorse. The teachers in the Abhidhamma explanation said that remorse can happen only for 2 reasons. When I heard that for the first time from my teacher, I saw the face, you made the face I made the first time I heard that. I said, what? Bande? I have felt remorse for millions of things, not 2 things, but actually all the things you have ever experienced remorse and guilt in the past is only because of 2 things. Having done wrongdoing, or having the opportunity to do good and you didn't do. Is it true? Take a look. Only 2 reasons why a human being can, even animals can experience regret, remorse and guilt. Doing wrong and having the opportunity of doing good, and this is very painful when you say, I could have helped that person and I didn't took it. It gives a lot of remorse also. So, when we understand that, how can a person experience confidence and faith if he's remorseful? You can feel it. I saw your face when you saw the comparison. It's impossible. Now, let's go to the next spiritual faculty, which are important for our development. Panya. Do you think a person with guilt has the time and mental peace to cultivate wisdom? Does it match? It doesn't match, isn't it? So you can see the price of guilt, the price of breaking the precepts. We won't have access to sadha and confidence. We will not have access to panya, so things will just get worse. Then sati. If I am remorseful, I'm thinking, oh, I hope they don't find out what I did. Oh, this and that. You think I can have mindfulness? Impossible. The mind is very jumpy, isn't it? No sati. The kind of effort, viriya, that a person will have inspired by remorse and guilt, you can feel it already. It definitely will not be wholesome. It will be, I feel guilt, yes, I do whatever you wish in order that I don't feel this guilt anymore. I wash your car, I wash your clothes, tell me whatever. So we become a slave. The kind of effort that we will have will be on the red numbers. So even this effort, if there is, will be unwholesome. And the last one, how can a person with guilt and remorse can concentrate? Impossible. His mind is agitated. So now we can see what breaking the precept does to the very things that we need to cultivate to be free from suffering. My dear family, let's pause for a little while. Can we see the danger? I told you before, it is dangerous. But now, can you see the danger? It is not just painful. It is very costly. It is taking our sadha, panya, sati, viriya, and samadhi, throwing it out of the window. Just like the animation is coming, boom, it destroys it. So, does it worth to lie? Does it worth to kill? Look what we are losing. Does it worth to intoxicate with alcohol? Look the cost. I hope we can see it. Let's pause for a little while. We breathe in, touch base with the body. Very good. Touch base with the mind. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We are doing good. We are cultivating ourselves. We are pausing life and thinking. I thank you as a human being. Thank you for doing this. I'm sure your family will thank you. You yourself will thank yourself. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We have a small question, please. Please bring it in and then we go. Yes.
Remorse and guilt.
Yes.
You give us the parameter as well.
Udacha, kukucha. So we have mental restlessness, which is udacha, and kukucha will be vichikicha also. So there are a few options in the menu.
Based on the
Mental, based on the nivarana, so it will be. At the end, we are coming to the know-how. It's not that I'm showing you the danger and then you go to it, you go like this. No. We will explore tools how to deal with guilt and remorse. Okay? So let's go. Everybody ready? We breathe in and breathe out. We go like this. Breathe in. I don't hear you. We breathe in. Very nice. Okay, let's go to another thing very important for our spiritual development. So important that these 7 factors, imagine, they're called 7 factors of enlightenment. The 7 things that we need to develop to get enlightened, the Bojjhangas. Let's see what remorse and guilt do to them. Do you think we can investigate nature if we are worried, if we are remorseful? I don't think so. The mind won't be stable to understand. Next one. the kind of energy that we will have, it will be just agitation, but not wholesome energy. Can we see it? It's there. Next one, joy. Have you ever been worried and very joyfully worried? Raise your hand. Somebody, oh, I'm so happy. Ask me, why are you happy? I'm very happy. Somebody ask me, why are you happy, Bante? I am so worried. I am so happy about it. Does it make sense? No? Okay, ask me again. I'm very happy. I feel so much guilt. Look at me, I feel so much guilt. I'm so happy about feeling guilt. Does it make sense? Impossible. So, just this one, my dear family. Remorse and joy, they cannot be together. Do you see how expensive it is? Next one, mindfulness. How can I be mindful if the mind is rushing? I hope they don't catch that I say this. I hope they don't see that I stole that. Not me, I'm just speaking for somebody else. How can I be mindful and stable? Forget about the next one, tranquility. Again, ask me, I'm very peaceful. And then you ask me, Bante, why are you peaceful? Wow, it's because I steal something in the morning and I feel so peaceful right now. Ask me again. Wow. The example I thought is not appropriate for me. But anyway, I always say it as a layperson. You ask somebody who's very peaceful, why are you peaceful? And he said, wow, I cheated yesterday to my wife and I feel so calm, so peaceful. Do you think? Impossible. Impossible. So we can see that guilt, impossible to have tranquility, impossible to concentrate. So can we see impossible to be equanimous? I think the point is made. Please take a look and remember why is it dangerous? Not just painful, but also it destroys, like the animation is coming, I like that one. It just destroys the very tool. So here we have it. If we do this makes all that trouble that we saw. We just need to use the opposite. Instead of killing, we take care of life in the positive. So we feel inspired. We practice generosity, opposite of stealing. Instead of clinging and craving, I practice the opposite, detachment, being generous with material things, with time, with knowledge, with solace, accompanying somebody who is suffering, just being beside, with good listening. There are so many ways to be generous. Next one, instead of cheating, I respect and honor my relations and the relations of others, and I give the gift to others to know that the relations in my company are safe. What a gift. Your property in my company is safe. What a gift. Your life in my company is safe. Wow. Can you see? Wouldn't it be wonderful if we give that gift to others? Your relation, your wife in my company is safe. No need to worry. Wow, everybody can be at peace. Imagine if we escalate this onto our family and our society. You can imagine. Next one, lying. Instead of using the voice to hurt or to cheat, we use the voice to heal, to help, to support. And the last one, instead of intoxicating and making our mind blurry and unstable, we practice the opposite. We practice meditation, concentration, we go for retreats at least 1 or 2 times a year, minimum, and then we stabilize our mind. We don't intoxicate, so our mind is strong like a rock. So whenever our mind needs us, it is ready. Whenever we need our mind is ready. Isn't it? So this is it, my dear family. Not so much. Just practice the opposite of the things that destroys our peace, which are here, and we move forward. Does it sound logical? Deal? Deal. You made it with the monk, huh? In front of the Buddha statue. Huh? You know, I'm very happy. Actually, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good. I'm very happy. Yes. Would you like to continue a little bit longer? A little bit more? Everybody okay? Okay, let's continue. I have some more things. Let's see. Let me check. So, if we don't have to, now, antidotes. What to do when we are already experiencing guilt and remorse. So, many teachers, I just put some of the teachers I have had the opportunity to learn from, or some the ones that I feel inspired in the past. But if I put all the teachers that I admire, I will need a few slides. Anyway, I just chose a few. So the teacher said, in order to avoid remorse and guilt, do the things that you haven't done, I mean the good ones, and learn from past experiences and stop doing the unwholesome things that oppress you. So, in short, if we already did wrong, my dear family, we cannot do nothing to the past. And many people complain, Bante, this question is a very common. How do I get rid of remorse and guilt? Well, we cannot get rid of the thing that we did because that is planted on the karma. What we can get rid is of the thinking about it. Now, not everything needs to be thrown to the rubbish. You get the lesson. Get the wisdom, knowing what I did wrong clearly, how does it make me feel and how much suffering it generated. So next time that I see myself on the same position of killing, stealing, lying, or cheating, because of the suffering that I experienced before, that suffering itself will prevent me to do it again. So actually, we don't need to worry about the past, what we did. That is done. What we need to worry is to take care, not worry, but what we need to be careful is what we're doing in the present. Don't throw the wisdom. Let go of the past. We bring the teaching to the present and apply it today and tomorrow. Deal? With the monk, in front of the Buddha, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good. What else to do about remorse? I tell you, this example, I love it from my teacher. I love it. From this teacher, I heard it from the first time from Sayadaw Kamsachara. He said, many people worry, Bante, but I did a lot of bad things in the past. I was very naughty. And then he said, is there a way to clean my bad karma? And the monks will get into trouble that moment. I said, okay, I give you this example. Imagine I have this pot. So I have this pot. And I have in this pot, I have 100 marbles, black marbles, and 50 white marbles. So black marbles are wrong actions, and white marbles are good actions. I have 100 black and 50 white. If life puts the hand on the pot like this, life does like this, and life gets one marble, which one do you think it will have more possibility, black or white? Black, because I have 100 black and 50 white. So the thing is, my dear family, we cannot take away the black marbles that we have of our consciousness. What we did, it's done. What we said is said. We cannot erase the past. We can let it go and learn from it, but it cannot be erased. So then the people get very stressed. Bante, but what I do now, I have 100 black and 50 white. What to do? Very simple. Just put so many white ones. I will put 200 white ones. The black ones will never go away. But if I have 100 black ones and 500 white ones, when life comes, get the marble, what is the possibility? We will get a white one, most probably. Yes, a black one can still come. We need to be responsible and mature. Yes, a black one can still come, even at any moment of life. But if we develop 1,000 white ones and we don't do more black ones, 50 black ones and 5 million white ones, do you see? This is what we need to do now. Forget about the black ones because you're wasting time to put white ones. Did you got that one? Let's not waste time worrying about the black ones. Better use that time to put more white. That is the only thing we can do. Let's pause for a little while. Very beautiful example, isn't it? Beautiful. Very nice. Let's honor our teachers. Thank you very much, Bante, Sayadu Kamsachara, and all our teachers for giving us all these little images that help us to understand how the universe works. Imagine what gratitude towards our teachers. No problem. We have black marbles. We have done wrong. Let's learn and avoid doing it again. Remorse, bye-bye. Guilt, bye-bye. I see the floor of the Nalanda Center very clean. So I suppose you have very good monks here, isn't it? So I will ask you something. Please, before you leave that door, and I'm serious, please leave here all the guilt and all the remorse you have felt. Leave it here. Don't worry. They have very good monks. So please leave it here. I am serious. Stop it. Stop hurting yourself with things that we cannot change. Let's better use that energy to do good. Deal?
Yeah.
Okay, leave it here. Very clean, no problem. Tomorrow, all will go outside. Very good. Okay, should we continue a little bit more? I like to do deals. I like it. Hey, don't misunderstand and don't say, oh, what Bante did yesterday? Oh, he made so many deals with us, with money. No. Wholesome deals. Very good. Let's breathe in. Let's touch base again with the body. How are you feeling now? How is the mind? Very good. Let me see what is next. Okay, I know where we're going. My dear family, sorry, getting old. So now I need to be changing. Do you want some more? The problem is when I use these ones, I see you like this. But anyway, I can see. Do you want some more tips on how to deal with guilt?
Yes.
Good. So you can share with your children, you can share with your friends. My dear family, this is a good one, strong one. You want to be free from guilt and remorse? Own your mistakes. Have the humility, which I'm trying to do so, to say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I am responsible for it. How can I fix it? Beautiful. Can you tell me which of the mental ingredients inside of our minds doesn't like to accept that made a mistake? Who in our minds doesn't like to accept that it made a mistake? Who?
Ego.
Of course, ego, isn't it? So, my dear family, we need to bring ego in front of us, your own ego. I also have ego. All of us have ego. If we are here humans, trust me, as long as we are not fully enlightened, we still have ego. So please bring ego in front of us and with bravery stand up and say, no, my dear, you will not do your tricks again. Because look what ego does. I made a mistake. And what is the next thing that ego starts thinking? No, actually, I made a mistake because it was so hot. The internet was not working. Actually, I was not feeling good in the stomach. Isn't it? Does that sound like ego talk? Yes. Ego is willing to lie, to break the precepts, in order to hide mistakes. Yes or not? Raise your hand sincerely. Who has heard your mind doing that? I raise a hand. I raise both hands. We all have heard ego trying to find excuses, even if they are lies, in order not to admit that made a mistake. Now, I have a better option. I have seen myself spending so much time trying to find excuses. It is way cheaper to say, get the courage and say, no, I made a mistake, I am fully responsible, how can I fix it? And the reaction of the people when you said that wow, immediately people change their attitude and wants to help you instead of doubting you or dismissing you. Can you see, my dear family? The Buddha said that the world is upside down, and I agree. We spend time feeding our egos, lying because of protecting ourselves and egos, instead of taking responsibility and cutting remorse and guilt on the spot. We did wrong, and on top of it, we lied to hide our mistake. Can you see? More guilt, more remorse, more weakness. Better, I did a mistake, I own my mistake, I stand face to face to my own ego and said, you better don't say nothing. I am responsible. How can I fix it? Or better still, I am responsible. This is what we can do. Already arrive to the person that you need to say sorry with an option, with how to fix it. The other person will respect you for that. I have seen it. Please, my dear family, let's take the determination to face bravely our own ego to move forward. Now, do you want deeper news? Now, for the deeper news on the Dhamma. Here we go. What is the core teaching of the Buddha? The essence of the Buddha, what we need to understand. Anatta, isn't it? To understand that there is no self. By doing this practice of facing our own ego and not following his bad advice, we're already going on the direction of anatta, because we're taking away of our wrong view, away of our egos. Can you see the depth? Can we see the depth on the Buddha's teaching? Battling and facing our own ego and says, no, my darling, I will not follow you anymore. We are cultivating the understanding of anatta. Well, we know how to do it. Should we? Should we start trying at least? Should we start trying?
Yes.
Deal.
Deal.
Show me your hands. Show me. I want to see. Yeah. Look. Very bravely. Yes. Deal. In front of the monk. In front of the Buddha. Sad. 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 Very good. Okay. Let's continue a little bit more, and then we'll finish and go to questions. What is our time? Sorry. Yeah, I have no clock here.
9:45.
9:45, and we have until what time? Until 10? So that means we have 15 minutes? Oh my dears, we won't finish what I have ready tonight. Anyway. Let me check. Sorry, ne? Everybody close your eyes. Don't see it, don't see it. Everybody's seeing, I know everybody's seeing. Okay, so we are here. We are here, I think. So this one. Okay, this we can leave it for the next time if we have opportunity. Anyway, sure, we were about to talk about the different depths of mental negativity, which is also a battle with. It's not only sila. Okay, let's take a look to this one. This one and this one. Okay, let's go. Okay, my dear family. No, that was not the right one. Right? Anyway, let's find it. This one. This one. We are speaking about sila today, but in this image where we were going, if we had more time, but it's good, it's better, no? We go there, we go deep, we better go deep than far, no? It is better. I think it's better. So, as we can see, we have been speaking about keeping the precepts and why we practice sila, and we can understand that is, have you seen this image before? Using as a tree, yourself, you are the tree, we are the trees, huh? The tree is us. The tree is our mind. So the root of the tree, the root of our mind is sila. Because if sila is not present, nothing can grow on top. Think of it like that. Now samadhi is the tree and the branches. And wisdom, samadhi means meditation, mental stability. And panya, wisdom, is the fruit of the tree. So, because I don't kill, I don't steal, I don't cheat, I use my voice good and balance the mind, then mental stability can come to be. I have a healthy mind. I have a healthy tree. Because there is mental stability, the mind can see, and then the fruits of wisdom, which are an effect. Only sila and samadhi are the causes. Panya is an effect. Only when the mind has everything ready, the insight arises. Remember, wisdom is an effect. Our job is to practice sila, keep our morality and ethical behavior clean, so the mind can balance, and when the mind is balanced, wisdom will happen by itself. So I have very good news, actually it's very good. We don't need to do nothing to be wise. Well, actually we will, it's true. But it will happen by itself. It's a matter of nature. So the fruits of wisdom will come about. Now, you can imagine, so sila feeds the tree feeds the fruits, and because of the fruits, something magical happens here. Wisdom understands, wow, everything started with keeping the precepts. So, keeping the precepts is very good business. So, the mind comes back and say, okay, I will purify my sila more. And that's why we become monks. You want to purify your sila more? Okay, you see the wisdom. I want more wisdom. What should I do? Keep a better sila. Why? Because it brings better samadhi. Why? Because it brings better quality panya. And then panya realizes, oh, everything happens with sila. And then you go, better your sila, better samadhi. And then you get a upward spiral of wholesomeness that bring you up and up and up and up. And that's why monks, we are willing to let go of traveling, we are willing to let go of music, we are willing to let go of partners, etc. Because that thing, at some degree, starts to happen and you start receiving the fruits independently. The motto that the Buddha gave to monks is Anisito chaviharati na chakinchi upadiyati, na chakinchi loke upadiyati. To live independent without holding or attaching to anything in the world. That we can also apply in our lay lives, my dear family. Let's find the way. Live independent without attaching to anything in the world. That is why can we see the beauty of nature. Very beautiful, I find it. We don't need to liberate from suffering. We don't need to suffer. Enough suffering what we get. Through beauty, through wholesomeness, we will purify our minds. And you see the value. Anyway, let's close with this, and the last one is this image that I wanted to show you, is this one. What the Buddha said. Let's close with his words, and then we go for some questions. As long as you feel time. If somebody needs to leave, don't worry. It's totally understandable. Nobody will feel offended in any way. Eh? Feel free. Don't feel like forced in any way. Let's finish with the words of the Buddha. And the Buddha said, but when he sees that these 5 hindrances, or the mental or the unwholesome activity of the mind, because we already saw that they are related, or bad verbal and physical conduct, has been abandoned, he regards that as freedom from debt, as good health, as release from prison, as freedom from slavery, to be in prison. Or when we are free, we feel as if we have reached a place of safety. Then, when the meditator sees, or when the practitioner, all of us, sees that these 5 hindrances of or bad mental and physical behavior has been abandoned in himself or herself, gladness arises. It's nature. When we don't kill or don't steal or anything, we feel gladness. And wait for the best news. When he is gladdened, rapture arises, and when his mind or her mind is filled with rapture, with joy, the body becomes tranquil. And when the body is tranquil, he experiences happiness, the deepest kind, and being happy, his mind becomes concentrated. And after concentration, as we just saw, comes wisdom. And after wisdom comes liberation, freedom, my dear family. Can we see? Can we see the poetry, the beauty? I'm sure we are seeing. I can see your faces. I'm sure we can see. When the mind is concentration and at peace, wisdom arises. When wisdom arises, freedom arises. That's why we practice. That's what we are doing here. It is not morality. Morality is a tool. Mental stability is a tool. Wisdom is a tool. What we want to do here is freedom. Freedom from suffering. And I would like to end up with this thought. From all the sincerity, I wish that for you, for your family, for our friends and all beings, may we all be free. Let's close by sharing the merits of our practice of today, and the time we spent together exploring. May our mother and our father remember them now, even if they pass away, wherever the journey continue. Mama, Papa, thank you very much. I share the fruits of my practice. May you be healthy. May you be at peace with life. Remember your children with the same thought. May you be healthy. May you be at peace. I share the fruits of my practice. Your grandchildren, brothers and sisters, all your family, our friends, including the people who is not our friend, people who with whom we have problems sometimes, or we don't agree, in the past or even now. Brother, sister, there is no bad intention here. You are free. From my side, you are free. I take responsibility from my side. You have your responsibility. Thank you for the lesson. Sifu. Thank you for showing me where I am weak. Thank you for showing me where I break. May you and your family be healthy. May you and your family be at peace. And now we wish the same for all beings in all the universe of all kinds we can. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be at peace with life. May all of us be free. We remember the people who has passed away in our families. Great-grandparents, grandparents, friends, family. And we also share to all of them the fruits of our practice. And we know how to recite, and we go together. Idame yatinam hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idame yatinam hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idame yatinam hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Etavata cameri sampadam punya sampadam sabbe sata anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya sadhu sadhu sadhu. Very good. Sadhu sadhu. Okay, my dear family, good. that was what was ready for today. So in case you have some questions, and if there is time, you let me know. If there you have some questions, we can take a look for a little while, and then we go. I think we will sleep good tonight. I think we will sleep good tonight. Please remember this every day. You know what we did? This is just to remember it and keep the wisdom alive, and keep the sila alive, and the morality. Okay, questions? Anybody? Whatever. If it is related to the topic, or if you have question about something, we explore together. Yes.
Okay, two questions.
Yes.
The first question is on remote. There's another two terms which are always explained. Hiri and
Otapa, yes.
That's why I asked you.
Yes. Yes, I was about to look, I will show you, I will show you. I was about to speak about that, but I thought that the time, I thought the time was not going to be enough. So you can see here, Hiri and Otapa, and yes, you're right, Hiri and Otapa are the two mental ingredients that fortunately our mind has that prevent us from doing wrong. Hiri is having shame of going low. For example, there is one object there, and a person wants the object, but then the mind has a thought, well, I could take the object, there is nobody around, why should I take you? How should I take it? And then Hiri comes in and says, no, you cannot go so cheap. You are more valuable than being a thief. So it is the respect we have towards ourselves is the how to say, shame of doing wrong. Shame, I am ashamed. And then Otapa it reinforces this. Otapa is often translated as fear of doing wrong. Fear of doing wrong. Why? Because, okay, the object is there, the mind has the thought, I could take it, nobody is around, but then you remember, wisdom comes in, Otapa comes in and says, well, okay, you wish to take it, you will pay the price. You will put a black marble in your bowl, and one more black marble in your bowl, and you will sooner or later will pay the bad price of karmic consequences of doing wrong. Maybe you are taking the object and somebody comes in and they see that you took it, or somebody recognizes because there was a camera, and even the police can take you, and even the world will punish you. You will be shamed, you will have remorse, you will go to jail, you might stay dependent. It could have been something valuable here, right? So it is this wisdom, Otapa, this fear of doing wrong, which will prevent a person from doing it. Now, you want some poetry? You know, the Buddha, that's why I love the Buddha so much. He was really a poet at the same time. While being so wise, he was so elegant. You know how Hiri and Otapa are called? The guardians of the world. Imagine to receive that title. Hiri and Otapa are the guardians of the world. What prevents people from killing, what prevents people from stealing, from cheating, from lying and insulting and intoxicating. Imagine the beauty. So yes, all our morality actually is based, if we are keeping our precepts, is because Hiri, I have good news. Did you break your precepts today? No, man, I hear silence. Well, congratulations. You have Hiri and Otapa. Bravo, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. If you didn't kill something today and you had the opportunity and you decided not to, that's Hiri and Otapa. If we are decent human beings, that's Hiri and Otapa. That's why it's called, imagine if this can be projected towards our family, our society, and our world. Imagine what kind of world. We will have a safe world, isn't it? So keep them in mind, Hiri and Otapa, the guardians of the world. Shame of doing wrong and fear of doing wrong, because we know the consequences. Keep it up, keep them on, and this will guard us until enlightenment. So we try. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So next question. Yeah, no, I don't mind. I love the Dhamma, so we can explore. Sometimes I tell you in the monastery, sometimes in the monastery, one time we went to the cave. We decided 2 years ago to spend the first night of the Vasa. We decided all the monks, we were just a few. We went to the cave And we were discussing, we thought, okay, let's go. We talked about the Dhamma for a few hours. You know how long it took? Chris, you were there. You were there. We were there together. You remember how long it took? The whole night. We spent until the morning. Actually, we were ready with our bowls already, and then went to pick up the food. So yes, if the Dhamma is, and timeless, right, it's very beautiful. So I know you also need to go home. It doesn't mean that we don't worry, we won't stay all night. But anyway, I'm open to the Dhamma. If it is the Dhamma, I'm open. So.
Okay, other question, we discussed a lot on Loba and Dosa.
Yes.
And you mentioned about anatta.
Yes.
Is anatta actually in what we don't know? We don't know. As in moha and avijja. So avijja is actually something which we look at as ignorant. But actually we don't know the value of what we know is so little.
Yes.
Just like the 4 leaves in the drops of the Buddha and others. And avijja here is vast.
Yes.
It's wide.
Yes.
And we don't know.
Yes.
But we kind of like say, oh, avijja is ignorant. Because it's not written in some scripture, it's not written in some books, it's not said by some people in authority.
Yeah. So the question is?
Avijja, you mentioned about
Dosa and Loba, meaning desire and aversion, yes.
the strength of
Avijja,
in our practice
yes.
is actually pivoted
Yes.
towards knowing.
Yes. The thing with if I understand well the point you wish to explore, yes, ignorance is very difficult to see, because how do I know what I don't know? It's very difficult. How can I know what I don't know? Ignorance is invisible. That's why we focus on desire and aversion, because actually, desire and aversion are the workers of ignorance. The boss is ignorance. Because we have wrong view, I think we're getting the point now. Because ignorance is the boss, ignorance never goes and attack. Ignorance tells to desire, attack, and then desire. Oh, I want this desire. How does desire attack? By seducing. Oh, you're so nice. Can I get this? Then he desires by seducing, gets what he wants. But then if desire goes and says, oh, you are so very good people, you are so nice, can I get this? And then the other person, no, you cannot get it. Desire goes to ignorance, to moha, said, boss, I tried to get what you wanted, but I couldn't get it. And then moha sends the other one. Dosa, anger, attack. And then anger comes, so why do you think you cannot get it? I get it. And then he gets by force. So actually, loba and dosa, desire and anger, are the workers of ignorance. Ignorance is the boss. And imagine, sometimes Sayadaw Tajmiya says this image that I like so much. We are looking for moha. Ignorance, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Looking like this. Ignorance is running the show. So we need to go balance the mind so much until we are not looking outside to the world, but we look inward until we see the puppeteer. So, one time, Ajahn Chah, he used a beautiful example also. He said, Bhante, somebody came to us, Bhante to Ajahn Chah, no? Ajahn, I can very clearly see desire. When I experience desire, we can clearly see it, isn't it? Do you recognize desire when you're feeling it? Raise your hand, let me see it. Everybody desire? Yeah, we all. Very good. Sadhu, sadhu. Do you recognize when you're angry? Yes, we also. So, the monk came to Ajahn Chah and said, Bhante, I recognize desire, I recognize anger very easily, but how do I recognize moha? I don't know where to find it. And then Ajahn Chah said, he said, asking this question is like riding a horse, riding on a horse, to turn to your friend, where is the horse? Where is the horse? So, very sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We think we have no ignorance because we don't see it, but we are riding on it. That's why it's so dangerous. That's why ignorance is such a dangerous enemy, because it's an enemy that is invisible. Can we see, my family, why the Buddha gave so many tools from so many angles? We need to practice morality, mental stability, and wisdom to start repelling systematically all the darkness that we are riding on. The horse, literally, what made us born again is that horse, is that ignorance. Very difficult to see, but possible. So let's continue trying. Let's continue trying. Anybody else? Another question? What? Somebody else? Yes.
I have a question, but it's not about sila.
No problem. Whatever you wish to explore is welcome.
It's a concept about heaven and hell.
Mm-hmm.
Some believe it's a destination in the
Yes.
afterlife. Some believe it's a state of mind of where you are now.
Yes.
But if it is a state of mind of where you are now, how do you explain, like, there is like the bodhisattva and then there's the upper, like, there's so many
Mm-hmm.
beings out there and so many different levels. So I just
Mm-hmm.
want to hear what you think about.
What think about the reality? Well, one of the things that helps me, because I like to see the Dhamma here in the bones, I call it. If we have the Dhamma outside there as a theory, as something very lofty, I mean it is lofty, but something far, I don't think it's very useful. We need to bring it to the bones, to here. So one of the things that I start with is that, do I exist? Are there beings in the universe? So I look at you and I am sure, yes. Look, this universe right now, we are floating in space. In a ball, in a giant ball of stone and water. We born floating, we have lived all our lives floating, and we will die floating. Can we recognize that right now? In the universe, not just the planets exist, but also beings on the planets. So I cannot deny that you exist, I cannot deny that I exist. So we can say, yes, beings exist in the planet. In the universe, beings exist. Let's start from there. Second step, they are animals, they are insects, they are also alive, they also have feelings, they also think. There are different kinds of beings. Even among human beings, we have many differences. Same structure, but different. So, second question is, yes, in the universe, different kinds of beings exist. Now, another question that I go, okay, if I tell you that there is nothing here in my hand, you will be a lie, because if we bring a microscope, actually, right now, don't get paranoid, but right now in our hands there are many bacteria, viruses, and many things, even in our gut, even little animals live in our eyebrows, isn't it? And they come and they eat from even in the hair. Right now, millions it's a fact. Don't worry. It's a fact. So many kinds of things that are unseen also exist. So I start with that. From what I can touch, what the teacher says is that there are many kinds of beings, and I look around and say, yes, we are many. There are many kinds of unseen beings. Yes, I know there are many animals in the gut and I cannot see them. So then I go to infer, could it be possible that there are more kinds of beings, some other kind that I cannot see? If I already prove in my own body, in our own body, that that is happening here, it's not difficult to say, I'm open. I am open to the possibility. I don't say, yes, of course, and I fight with them. No, there are devas and there are pentas and all that. I don't fight. I am open. Yes, there might be, and there are more. We can continue with this way of thinking. So talking about, going back to your question, I do think there are many kinds of things. We are already proven in our own body. I do think that depending on what kind of mental quality we have is the reality that we experience. And talking about heaven and hell, I am not sure in this life, because I haven't experienced heaven in this body or hell in this body, but I can tell you that the beginning of your question, where you said heaven and hell, is it here or in some other realm? I will say it's both. Because when we are angry, for me that's hell. Remember last time you felt fear, really deep fear or worry or anger. That feels horrible. Suffering, we can say that is hell here. The mind is miserable. When we are experiencing jealousy, for example, one of the worst emotions I have ever experienced in this life was loving kindness, understand something, it feels like heaven, isn't it? I think today, I mean, speaking as friends, I think today we touched a few moments in this session, we all touched some beautiful spaces in our minds, isn't it? If there was especially one moment that we touched all of that, you could feel the air. So actually, heaven and hell, we made our heaven and hell here. I don't know about the other ones, but I am open at the same time. So another thing, look, the door that we came in, this door that we used, with the same door we go out, and with the same door we come in, right? So, with the door that we go out of Nalanda, how is Institute? Is Institute? So, from the door that we go out of Nalanda Institute, we enter the street. And from the door we go out of the street, we enter Nalanda Institute, isn't it? So now let's think the moment of dying. At the moment of dying, it's the same. It's only one door. So whatever quality our mind has here, it will reconnect with that automatically. Nature never jumps. Nature doesn't invent. Nature doesn't punish. Nature doesn't give you prizes. Nature is just cause and effect. So the kind of life that we develop now, if it is heavenly life, keeping wholesome mental states, or hellish life with anger, lust, obsession, grumpiness, and all this, that heaven and hell that we are having right now is not far away. We have the keys to change it, and that will determine where the mind connects. That's all this reasoning. Make a little bit of sense to bring it more to home. So actually, the beautiful point about this is that if you ask me as a person or as a monk, I would say I do think all the kinds of beings are there because we have already seen it. I don't think we need to put too much attention on it, and I think Malaysian culture and people often puts a bit too much importance on lower beings and higher beings, when actually what we need to be doing is purifying our mind. And thinking about lower beings or higher beings doesn't take away my dosa, my anger, or my desire. Actually, it increases it very often. I have met people here in Malaysia who is so worried about the ghost and all this that the mind has a lot of fear, is doing precisely the opposite. And look how it goes. If we start thinking too much about higher and lower beings, then we start getting frightful. If we start getting frightful, later what follows? Superstition. And superstition is based on ignorance. So actually, if we are not careful, it's okay to think about it and be open. But if we are not careful, and I want to be clear, I'm not assuming that you ask the question and we are all exploring. Not at all. It's not big for that, so we can relax. I'm just saying in general, if we are not careful, we can develop superstition, more ignorance, fear, aversion, and I have seen people that cannot sleep really well because the mind cannot stop thinking about it. So yes, I am open, but my dear family, if you ask me, as a friend, as a brother, I don't think it's very useful to be thinking too much about it, because our work is to purify the mind from lobha, dosa, and moha. So let's do things that help us. If knowing that will help us to be liberated from desire and attachment, I will do it. But I think it's not too much. So that's the view I have. Yes, there are many things, and we create our heaven and hell here, and this is what we're trying to do, and I encourage all of us to do as best as we can. Is that okay? But, anything else you want to explore on the question, or is it okay? Okay, very good. Okay. How is our time? Yes, okay. So I think that's it for today. We might have another opportunity. It has been a pleasure to be here.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Bhante, for your insightful talk and also for clearing our doubts tonight. Indeed, Bhante tonight has encouraged us to focus on the positive sides of the precepts and to see how Sila can support our cultivation towards liberation. And we also thank Bante for sharing valuable tips on how we can let go of remorse and guilt. And we can leave them all here, don't worry, we can mop tomorrow. And yes, we use our time wisely to do good, avoid evil, and also purify the mind.
Very good.
So may we all develop this independent happiness, the happiness that arises from within. So let us together thank Bante again by saying sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let us together pay respect to Bante.
Please go beyond me and see the Sangha. 2,500 years of goodness, which I respect also. We go together.
Buddham Vandami Bante.
Sukhi Hotu.
Dhammam Vandami Bante.
Dukkam Chantu.
Sangham Vandami Bante.
Nippanasa Pachayo.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Bante. And also wish you good health and success in all your spiritual endeavors. So we welcome Bante to visit Nalanda again, and we really hope to have the opportunity to learn from Bante.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Thank you everybody. Gambare, gambare, gambare. Tomorrow, today, we have no time to waste. Peacefully, and we continue. Gambare, power. We are stronger than what we think we are. So, all the best. Thank you very much.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.